Okay, the truth about Islam. Islam was created by a dude, not a god, just by an ordinary dude who went into a cave and hung out there for a few days and invented a new religion. This dude was named Muhammad. He was a caravan raider. Okay, so he was a criminal to start with. So for some reason, he thought the world needed a new religion, and so he invented one and called it Islam, the religion of peace. So, but he didn't want to stop raiding caravans, so he made it okay for Muslims um, to raid caravans and um, murder people and take their stuff. So that's because if you Islam has divided the world into two houses: Dar al Islam, the house of peace, and Dar al Harb, the house of war. If you live in the house of peace, anybody in the house of war is fair game. You can steal them, do whatever you want, steal their property, do whatever you want to them. Muhammad himself did this when he had to leave Mecca because nobody liked his new religion and nobody liked him really. He went to Medina and he hid out with the Jews in Medina. There were three tribes of Jews in Medina. After a while, he became like the house guest who wouldn't leave. So he exiled two of the tribes of Medina and stole their property, and then he massacred the third tribe and stole their property. All this is jihad. Anything that promotes Islam is jihad. It doesn't have to be a violent jihad, which it mostly always turns out to be anyway. But jihad is just something that advances Islam, the cause of Islam. And what is the cause of Islam? What is the purpose? What is the object of Islam? But to convert the world. They want to convert the world. Now, it used to be the Catholics who wanted to convert the world. And between, say, 400 of the Common Era, which we call CE instead of AD, till about 1638, they murdered millions of people. They burned them at the stakes. They fed them to wild dogs. If they didn't have time for that, they decapitated them. Um, Charlemagne is famous for his decapitation of about 4,000 Saxons. First, he forced them to become Christians, and then he decapitated them before they could recant. This is Christianity. But so, and then of course the Protestants, who were also Christians, and the Catholics had to kill each other for a few hundred years until they get tired of it, which is basically they were basically tired out by the 30 Years' War in Europe. And after that, they just went back to fighting for normal things, regular things like land and political power and stuff like that. And now, oh, they killed millions. And now the Muslims have taken over, and they're allowed by their religion to do anything they want to you. That's why a few years ago you saw them on YouTube decapitating people with hunting knives. They're they're also allowed to rape women. It's not really the religion of peace. It's the religion of peace if you're a Muslim male. Other than that, you're not really covered by you're not covered by any kind of divine insurance. So uh, the right now, since about sometime in the 600s up to now, Muslims have been actively pursuing an imperialist agenda. They want to turn the world um, into Islam, an Islamic, a totally Islamic world. And the same thing for the Muslims that come here and assume political power or positions of political authority. In the back of their mind is converting the entire world. Or, if you don't want to convert, there's that always that other chance they'll give you another chance. Um, so once again, it's if you're not a Muslim, you live in Dar al Harb, and you're like a moving target for anyone who lives in Dar al Islam.